He had hunted that land alone for years. Same trails, same stand, same routine. That morning should have been no different until he saw something that wasn't there before. It was still dark when he parked by the rusted gate and stepped into the woods. A thin layer of snow covered the ground, just enough to capture every movement. The silence felt heavier than usual, like the woods were holding their breath. By the time he climbed into his stand, about 20 feet up, the first light was just starting to creep in. Everything looked normal at first. The clearing was quiet, untouched, exactly how he remembered it. Then he saw it. Another tree stand, about 60 yards away. It wasn't there the last time he hunted. He was sure of it. The metal frame looked old and worn, like it had been sitting somewhere for years, but somehow it had just appeared. That didn't make sense. And then he noticed the tracks. There was only one set of footprints in the snow, a single line leading from deep in the woods straight to the base of that stand. No tracks leaving, no sign of anyone walking away, just leading in. He watched it for a long time, trying to come up with a normal explanation. Maybe someone else had permission. Maybe he just missed it before. But the longer he looked, the worse it felt. Around mid-morning, he saw movement near the stand. At first, he thought it was a deer. It wasn't. A man stood behind a tree, partially hidden. No camo, just a gray hoodie and dark pants. He wasn't moving, just standing there, staring directly at him. Then slowly, the man raised his hand and waved. It wasn't friendly. It wasn't casual. It felt more like acknowledgement, like he already knew he was being watched. He waved back instinctively, unsure what else to do. After a moment, the man stepped behind the tree and didn't come back out. He waited, listened, watched. Nothing. No footsteps, no movement, just silence. Eventually, he climbed down and walked toward where the man had been standing. His eyes stayed locked on the snow the entire time. When he reached the tree, his chest tightened. The ground was untouched. No footprints. Not a single mark except his own. The only tracks still visible were the same ones leading to the stand. He followed them again, slower this time. They stopped exactly where they had before, at the base of the stand. He looked up. The seat was covered in undisturbed snow. No one had been there. That was the moment something shifted in his gut, the kind of feeling that tells you you're not just uncomfortable, you're in the wrong place. On the way back, he noticed something tied to a branch, a strip of bright orange fabric, like it had been torn from a hunting vest. Then another one a few feet away, and another. They weren't random. They were placed carefully, like markers. He told himself he was overthinking it, but by the time he reached his truck to eat, the feeling hadn't gone away. It only got worse. Still, he went back out that afternoon. That was his mistake. As the sun started to drop, the woods changed. The light faded quickly, and the quiet turned into something heavier, something tense. That's when he heard it. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, behind him. He turned, expecting to finally see another hunter. Instead, about 30 yards away, the same man stood between the trees, closer this time. His face was clearer now, pale skin, patchy beard, and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. It wasn't wide, just enough to show his teeth. And in his hand, a screwdriver. He didn't speak. He didn't move, just stared. He asked if the man had permission to be there. No response, just that same expression, fixed in place. Then slowly, the man turned and walked into the woods, like he was done for now. That should have been the moment he left, but he didn't. By the time the sun dropped completely, he climbed down and started heading back fast. Every step felt heavier, every sound sharper. That's when he saw them again, the orange markers. But now they were different. Some were tied to sticks pushed into the ground, and hanging from one of those sticks, a dead squirrel, strung up with wire, its body stiff in the cold. Underneath it, a rough circle had been drawn in the snow. He stopped. For a second, he considered running, but he kept moving. Then he saw more. A rabbit, a crow. Each one hung the same way, each one placed like it meant something, like a warning or a path. His pace turned into a jog. Then he saw something that made him freeze. Leaning against a tree, his backpack, the one he left in his stand. It was open. Everything inside had been taken out and placed neatly in the snow. His knife, his flashlight, his arrows, lined up perfectly. That meant someone had climbed his stand while he was out there, close enough, quiet enough, without him noticing. He grabbed everything and ran the rest of the way. When he reached the clearing, his truck door was open. He knew he locked it. Inside, nothing was stolen, but his registration papers were sitting on the passenger seat. Someone had been inside. He got in, locked the doors, and started the engine. Then he looked up. At the edge of the tree line, there he was, standing just inside the woods, watching, smiling. The man raised his hand again, but this time he didn't wave. He pointed directly at him, then slowly dragged his finger across his own throat. He didn't wait. He floored it out of there, gravel flying behind him. Later, the property owner confirmed no one else had permission to be there. Authorities eventually found a makeshift shelter deep in the woods. Inside, there were bones, stolen gear, signs that someone had been living there for a long time, watching, waiting. And maybe the worst part is that he doesn't know how long that man had been there before he was ever